Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to today's paper. We're looking at paper 1 from 2020. Here is question 1. Have a go. Okay, so let's look at question 1. The first 5 terms of an arithmetic sequence are 4, 7, 10, and 13. Write down an expression in terms of n for the nth term of this sequence. So what topic is this? This is sequences. And how do we do this? Step 1, we find the difference. Step 2 is that is our nth term. Then step 3 is we find our 0 term. And then step 4 is we add that to our term. It could be add or subtract, add, subtract to n term. So let's look at this. So we've got 1, 4, 7, 10, 13. I'm just rewriting this. What am I doing to go from one term to another? That's my step 1. You can see I am adding 3. 1 plus 3 gives me 4. 4 plus 3 gives me 7. And you can see the pattern here. 7 plus 3 is 10. This will be plus 3 as well. 10 plus 3 is 13. So because this is 3, my step 2 now, my n term, because it's 3, I'm going to make this 3n. So that's my step 2. Now I need to work out what the 0 term is. So kind of going backwards, so you can see there's a pattern here. This must be plus 3 as well. So something plus 3 gives me 1. If I'm going the other way, it's going to be the opposite, so that would be minus 3. So 1 take away 3 is minus 2. And I can double check, minus 2 plus 3 gives me 1. So this is my 0 term. So my step 4 is, you can see it's a minus negative number. I'm going to add that to the end here. So my final answer is 3n take away 2. So let's add this to the tally. So for last year's grade boundaries, these are the grades that you needed. So our target grade is 4 to 7. So 47 marks for all 3 papers. So 16 marks gets us there. So let's do a tally of paper 1, May 2020. So we've banked 2 marks. Let's go to the next question. Okay, I'll give you a few seconds. Off you go. So first of all, what topic is this? This topic is fractions. Now, yesterday when we were going through the other paper 1, we noticed fractions was on that paper too. So this is a very important topic. it's very likely to be on our exam coming up next week, next Thursday. So how do we work this out? Well, step one, we turn this to an improper fraction. Okay. Once this is an improper fraction, I can look to simplify. Because we are multiplying, we're going to simplify. And then it's giving me an answer, so I want to show that. So step 3 is to show or work towards the answer. Work towards the answer. So let's do step 1. Change this to an improper fraction. So remember, my denominator, my bottom number, I'm going to be multiplying, and my top number I'm going to be adding. So I'm going to do 2 times 3 plus 1. 2 times 3 equals to 6. Add 1 gives me 7. So that's going to be my first term, 7 over 6. Now the next term, 3 times 4 plus 3. 3 times 4 equals to 12. 12 plus 3 equals to 15. So that's my other term, multiply by 15 over 4. So that's my step 1. These are improper fractions. Step 2, I want to simplify. So I'm going to look vertically. Are there numbers that go into each other? Can we simplify 7 over 6? No, we can't. Can we simplify 3 over 4? No, we can't. Now we need to look diagonally. Can we simplify? And yes, we can see that 6 and 15 have a common number. So what number goes into them? 3 goes into here, and 3 also goes into there. So 15 divided by 3 gives me 5. 6 divided by 3 gives me 2. Okay, so I'm going to tidy this up a little bit. I've got 7 times 5, and I've got 4 times 2. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Yeah. Oops, I've made a mistake here. There is no, this was 3, so I don't know where that came from. That's my hesitation. This is 3, so I've changed that. So here you've got divide by 3. 3 goes into 3 once, rather. All right. And 3 goes into 15 5 times. So there we are. So this should be 1. It did look a bit awkward. Okay, so we've got 7 times 5 and 4 times 1. And then you can see here, that's where I was hesitating. You've got the answer there. So now, let's simplify this. 7 times 5 gives me 35. 4 times 1 gives me 4. So I've got that. So I've simplified. Now I need to show or work towards the answer. I need to get to that. How many times does 4 go into 35? So I need to know my 4 times table. Use your fingers. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. That's 8 times. And then I've got a remainder, 33, 34, 35. So 3, remainder 4. And you can see that matches with my answer there. Okay, so step 1, change it to an improper fraction. Step 2, simplify. So we looked at it vertically and diagonally. So we spotted that diagonally we can divide by 3. And then we tidied it up. And then we show or work towards the answer. So 7 times 5 gives me 35. 4 times 1 gives me 4. And then that becomes that. So now that is worth 3 marks. So let's add that to our running total, 1, 2, 3 marks. So we've banked 5 marks, and we need to get to 16 to get to a grade 4. And let's go to the next question, question 3. Okay, and if you're joining in the lesson now, in the description of the video is the paper available, so you can download the paper and have a go. All right, so I'll give you a few seconds to do this question. Got to zoom out a little bit more. Okay, so let's go through this question. The diagram shows 4 graphs. You've got graph A, graph B, graph C, and graph D. Each of the equations in the table, I'll just zoom in a bit more. There we are. So we've got each of the equations in the table. Each of the equations in the table is the equation of one of the graphs. Complete the table. So I've got these equations. Now I'm actually going to ignore the graphs for now. I'm just going to look at these. So I've got y equals negative x cubed, y equals x cubed, y equals x squared, and y equals 1 over x. So let me start with something we always do easily, which is x squared. X squared is a U-shaped graph. So that's the one that I want to look at. And I can see here that matches graph D. You can see that's graph D. So I can put here graph D. Y equals to x cubed is a graph that starts negative and then becomes positive, like that. So now if I look at my graphs, which one is it? It starts negative and then becomes positive. It's this one here. It goes negative, then becomes positive, starts from the negative. So that's graph C. Then I've got negative x cubes, so it's the opposite of this one. So if this one starts negative, becomes positive, it's going to do the opposite. So it's going to be positive, then it's going to become negative. And so this graph now matches graph B. So it's this one here, graph B. And so the missing one will be the remaining one, which is graph A. And so we can see graph A will look like that. Y equals 1 over x. So something like that, y equals 1 over x. So that's a nice 2 marks that I've banked. Let's add that to the tally. And let's carry on to the next question, question 4. Okay, there's question 4. I'll give you a few seconds to have a go at question 4. Okay, let's try this question. So, first of all, let's read the question. The diagram shows 4 triangles, triangle A, triangle B, triangle C, triangle D. 2 of these triangles are congruent. So what is congruent? Write down the letters of these 2 triangles. So congruent is another word for the same. So we are looking for the same triangle. So we can see here you've got 2 angles here and an angle missing. And you've got that. You've got an angle here, side there, side there, side there, side, and an angle, 2 angles and a side. So how do I work this out? So first of all, I need to think about congruence. So before I do that, I need to look at these triangles and see what I can identify. So step 1 is identify the type of triangle. Identify type of triangle. And then step 2, I can match them, which is what congruence is. So here I've got a missing angle. So let me work this missing angle out. 180 take away 50 take away 45. We'll add these 2 together. 55 plus 45. That gives me 45 plus 5 is 50. 50 plus 50 is 100. So 180 is the total degrees in a triangle. Take away 100. gives me 80. So this is 80. Now this has only one angle, so I can't do anything here. This has one angle, I can't do anything here. Let me look at this. I've got 180 minus 80 gives me 100. And then 100 take away 45. 100 take away 40 is 60. Take away 5 is 55. So I can see that this is 80, 45, 55. 80, 45, 55. So these two are the same. So that means triangle A and triangle D. Triangle A and triangle D are the same. So that's quite a lot of work for 1 mark. So let me add this to our tally. We are now on 8 marks and we're heading towards 16 to get to that grade 4. All right. If you're here for the first time, then subscribe to the channel. Let's look at the next question. Question number 5. I'll give you a few moments to try this question. Let me get the camera a little bit better angled. Off you go. I'll give you a few moments to try that question. Okay, let's try this question. So question number 5. Sean pays £10 for 24 chocolate bars. He sells all 24 chocolate bars for 50p each. Work out Sean's percentage profit. So let's look at the key information. Sean pays £10 for 24 chocolate bars. He sells 24 chocolate bars for 50p each. Work out Sean's percentage profit. So what is this topic? This topic is percentages. So what do I need to do for this? So first of all, step 1, I need to find out how much the chocolate bars sell for. So sales from the chocolate bars. Then the second thing, once I know how much he gets, I can work out the profit. And then I need to change it to a profit percentage. Step 3 is a percentage. So sales, so I've got 50p and £10. So I need to make them the same. So 50p times by 24. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use 100. I'm going to double that because it's easier to do. So 100 times by 24 is just 24 with 2 zeros. Now, if I think about it, to get to 50, I just divide by 2. So I can just divide it by 2 divide this answer by 2. So what's half of 24 is 12. So I've got that. So this is in terms of pence. I can change this into pounds, which is £12. So that's how much profit I've got. That's how much sales, how much I've got from the sales. Now I need to work out the profit. So if it costs me £10, I'm going to do £12 take away £10. That gives me £2 profit. So that's step 2. Now I need to do step 3, which is to change this to a percentage. So it's £2 What's my original amount? He pays £10, so that's my denominator. Now, to get to a percentage, I need to get to 100. So what do I do to get to 100? I do the same thing in both top and bottom. It's multiplied by 10. So times this by 10, that gives me 20. So it's out of 100, which is 20%. So that's my final answer, 20%. So that's another 3 marks. Let me add that to the tally. 1, 2, 3. So I've banked 5, 10, 11 marks, and I'm close to my grade 4, which is 16 marks. Let's go to the next question. And if you are here for the first time, remember to subscribe to the channel. I will be going through paper ones every day until our exam next Thursday. And if you find these videos beneficial, then do share this video with others. Let's go to question number 6. So question 6, here we are. I'll give you a few moments to try question 6. It's worth 5 marks. So there's a lot of marks here. So I'll give you a few moments to try this question. Off you go. A few more seconds to try this question. Have a go. Okay, so question number 6. Let's look at this. So we've got ADC is a triangle. So we've got a triangle in here. AED and ABC are straight lines. EB is parallel to DC. And angle EBC equals to 148. Angle ADC equals to 63 degrees. Work out the size of angle EAB. EAB is there. You must give a reason for each stage of your working. So what topic is this? This topic is angles in parallel lines. Oops, you can't see that. Let me just move the camera. There we are. Angles in parallel lines. So step 1 is, or if there's a step 0, we need to know the rules of angles, angle rules. But step 1, I would say, we'll find the easy angles. So work out the size of angle EAB. EAB, so it's this one here. Let me call that X. That's what I'm trying to work out. So I need to find the easy angles. So I'm going to find the easy angles is my step 1. And then step 2, it will be like a puzzle piece. Somehow I will eventually get to that. So I'll get to angle EAB. Okay, so let's look at this. Now, clearly this is a straight line. So this is a straight line. A straight line is 180 degrees. So this angle here becomes 180 minus 148. So if I add 2 more, I get to 50. And then I add 30 more to get to 80. So this is 32. And the reason is straight line adds to 180 degrees. I'm just writing the reason down, and then later on I'll use my space to work that out. So this is 32. Now I've got 63 here. Now that must be important, and it's given me parallel lines, so I've got to use this information. So I've got this line here, I've got that line there. If you notice, I'm connecting them. What do you notice here? This angle and this angle, they make the letter F, and F angles are corresponding. So F angles are corresponding, and corresponding angles are equal. Corresponding angles are equal. So this is now 63. Okay, so I've got my second part. And now if I sketch this out, I've got 63 here, I've got 32 there. So quite clearly, this is angles in a triangle make 180 degrees. So how do I work this out? I add these together, 63 plus 32, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then 3 plus 2 gives me 5, so it's 95. And then I do 180 minus 95. 180 minus 90 is 90, take away another 5 is 85. So my angle here is 85 degrees. Okay, and so I can just rewrite all those parts in the space below. So I can start off with, what was the first thing I worked out? I worked out 32, so that's angle EAB. Angle EAB equals to 32 degrees because angles on a straight line equal to 180 degrees. Remember, you must give a reason for each stage of your working out. So I've got that. After I worked that one out, I worked out this one. So this is angle AEB. Angle AEB equals to 63 degrees because corresponding angles are equal. And then the last one I've got is EAB. EAB was 85 degrees because angles in a triangle add up to that. Angle EAB equals to 85 degrees because angles in a triangle make 180 degrees. So a lot of time taken, but you can see this is lots of words there, just giving an explanation. So this is worth 3 marks. 1, 2, 3. So I've got 5, 10, 14 marks. I'm very close to getting that grade 4. Let's go to the next question, question 7. Now, unfortunately, I've got to go very soon, so I will continue this lesson a little bit later on, but this will be the last question for now. I'll try and log back in a few hours' time.